Coming up next, we have Colin joining us from Chicago, the beautiful 1871 campus in Chicago. Colin, are you out there in internet world?
Yes, I am here.
Okay, awesome. Well, love to have you introduce Chicago and the teams and the stuff that you're working on over there.
Yeah, it's been really great to get to see what the remote teams are working on. We're also really excited to see what's going on in the New York teams. I've been working with these Chicago teams for the last few months, and this first team, their app is called SoundCrowd. And at the beginning of the senior phase capstone project, they came to me with this very ambitious collaborative audio editing tool idea. And I gave them a quick gut check, and they said they still wanted to do it. So I think it came out to be a very exciting project, and I'm going to hand the floor to Greg to tell you more about that.
Thanks, Colin. Good afternoon. My name is Greg, and with me are Martin, Chris, and Tess. And we want to talk to you about SoundCrowd, a real-time collaborative music production and social platform. Remote music collaboration is hard. You often have to record a clip, send it back and forth, and then somehow figure out how to piece it back together. We built SoundCrowd to help solve that problem. Now you can invite your Facebook friends, collaborate remotely, and share the song all on our Digital Audio Workstation platform. Let's follow Chris as he goes through the process. We log in with Facebook, takes him to his user page where he looks at his projects, creates a new project, and decides he wants to work on a project with Martin. I'm going to pass it over to Martin where he's going to tell you a bit more about working on the project they recorded.
Thanks, Greg. Chris is about to record some guitar for us while I join in from a remote location. After he's done naming the track, he's going to give it a go. Let's listen in. Nice. As you can see, as soon as Chris is done recording, the track appears on my timeline as well. These recordings are stored with the project so that you can copy them, delete them, or re-add them to the timeline as you like. You can see I'm starting to make some edits to the track myself by cropping and repositioning the clip, as well as adjusting the duration of the entire project. This helps me set up to record my own part, but it also updates on Chris's end so he can stay in the loop as I make changes to the project. Looks like I've got the timing almost set up, so I'm about to lay down some sax, and I'll give it back to our recording session so you can hear what that is. Nice. In addition to these recording and editing tools, we also implemented an effects rack, which includes a 12-band equalizer, convolution, reverb, and compression. You can see Chris and I adding some of these effects to our tracks now to give them that extra punch. Collaborating in this way, Chris and I were able to quickly and easily create a fun track. I'm going to pass it over to Chris as we finish our mix down, so he can tell you more what you can do with a completed project like this, and also some of the tech we used in creating this application.
Thanks, Martin. At this point in the process, we're ready to mix down our new song into a new completed project. When the completed project is finished mixing down, it appears on our profile page and is available for public listening and commenting. The song also appears on our SoundCrowd main page, and here we see SoundCrowd user Keith Page find the song, open up the individual song page, and decide to leave a nice comment. Sharing music is an important feature for any music platform, so we integrated our app with Facebook to make that easy. All Keith has to do is click a single button, and he's able to share the post to his timeline. We had a lot of fun with the tech that we used to make this app. We used the Web Audio API for playback and editing, as well as generating SVG waveforms. For recording and mix down, we used the Media Stream Recording API. We used Firebase on the back end for real-time collaboration, and we used AWS S3 and CloudFront to host and quickly serve our sound files. Our backend also uses Node.js, Express.js, and Postgres. And for general client-side state and component management, we used React and Redux. We encountered several interesting challenges when we were building our app, and I'll pass it over to Tess to talk more about those.
Thanks, Chris. So I'm going to talk about two of the challenges that we faced when making this app. So first of all, the audio needed to be synchronized. The different clips had to play at exactly a precise time. And we only had about a millisecond or two to a margin of error to sort of like wiggle room, because otherwise it sounded really funky and not in a good way. The second challenge was synchronizing that audio with the visual layout, because if it needed to be perfect, because otherwise if the visual layout wasn't synced correctly with the audio, it was very frustrating and clunky to use. But when it worked well, it was seamless and invisible. Yeah, so not only does the audio reflect the, not only does the visual reflect the audio state, but it also controls it. Anyway, we are at the soundcrowd.herokuapp.com, and I hope you've enjoyed this and you'll check us out. We can't wait to see the music that you create with our app. Thanks.
All right, that was. I mean, we're only 4 projects in, and I'm already blown away by the quality of what I'm seeing. That was. Oh, one more reminder to vote for SoundCrowd. Like this post, like the pinned comment. That was very cool. I really like what. It's something that I've wanted to see built for a long time. Before Nim and I started FullStack, we actually considered starting another company that was really about helping people make covers on YouTube, because we just love watching covers on YouTube. So seeing this thing, we kind of thought it might look something like this. So seeing it possible now in the browser is amazing. I don't know,
One of David's ideas to promote that startup was for David and I to go to the New York City subways
and do some busking, yeah.
Play some music. And then we found out that you actually have to try out to play in the subway, and we realized that we would never be good enough. And so then we went to education.
Yeah, it's really cool. I'm curious to see like all the different, because I can imagine a lot of small problems of like the technical of making the sound sync up. So it's cool to see that they work through some of those.